Returns from buyers. Usually they all seem to kind of play out the same way, but not quite this one. And I want to show you this one here, and I want to talk to you about it on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin' Ain't Easy, and today I want to just show you about a return that I'm dealing with, and it's not a bad return in any way. It's not one of those horror stories where, okay, here comes John again, something bad's happened to John and blah blah blah. No, it was actually just something I probably normally wouldn't even tell you about. And Jenna's like, oh, they're gonna, you've made enough videos this week, and I guess you guys have seen this ugly mug enough. But you know what? I enjoy making the videos, bottom line, and I want to keep doing them when I kind of get in the mood to take a break from listing. I just got through picking up 2 large loads of merchandise, and listed before I went to pick it up, and I'm gonna be listing again here after making this video. But I just thought, you know what, before I get started getting on a roll to make this video. Now, here's kind of what happened. As I mentioned, I went to go pick up merchandise. So I went to the far side of town and went and picked up a couple places, some stuff. And then I brought it back home. I unloaded it. And then I had another place I had to go to pick up a carload. And I thought I closed my garage door, guys. And I don't know, sometimes things block the garage door from closing. But all I know is I hit the button and I saw the garage door working, and apparently I just didn't wait till it got all the way down and closed. So I'm gone for about an hour. I come back, my garage door is open, and I'm like, okay, that's really strange. And while I was out and about, I got a notification from the postal service that they came and pick up my packages. At least that's what it said. So I get home and I'm about to unload the car, and I'm like, what the hell is this package? There's a large package sitting like catty corner against where I would normally be unloading these packages. And I'm like, I didn't put that there. I don't even know what it is. So I go and look at it, and it's a return, and it's a large package, and it resembles a package I shipped out where the buyer wanted to return the item. And I told them it was I think a large shower transfer seat. So if you wanted to basically get in the tub or whatever, you get in this seat and it kind of slides over into the tub. So if you're dealing with a medical mobility or a disability, it'll help you easily transfer back and forth in and out of the tub, that type of thing. So this particular person said, hey, it doesn't fit in their bathroom and they want to return it. And I said, well, okay, certainly you can open return. Just make sure you select doesn't fit as the reason. Because I'm not going to be on the hook for, you didn't measure it. I have the measurements in the listing, and unfortunately, I mean, a lot of buyers, they overlook these things that we put in the listing. I don't know if they're in a hurry or what, but if you have a limited space in your bathroom, I mean, you should be looking into that type of thing before you're ordering these kind of devices. But nonetheless, I approve the return. Of course, you got to go in and confirm that your address is correct. Okay, and I did that. And then eBay will usually give the buyer a chance to purchase a discounted label through the eBay label system. So I've been checking on the statuses of all my returns. This one was buyer is waiting to ship the item. So this is the package that I received today, and as you can see, they paid $61.60, and if you look even closer, it's from Arizona. Now, those of you who know about geography, Arizona is right next door to Nevada, and so this package is, I don't see a weight on here, but I'm sure it's every bit of about 20 pounds. It's not that heavy, but it's quite bulky, quite large. It's a shower transfer seat, and they paid $61, guys. They also, the other mistake, they went to the U.S. Postal Service to buy this full retail. When they open the return on eBay, they could have simply bought the label on eBay through eBay labels. eBay gives that option, but for some reason they just chose to go and take this to the post office, mistake number one, and pay full retail. So $61, guys, that is crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. So $61.60, that's insane to me. I think they paid originally $25 and change for shipping. I feel bad, but at the same time, I mean, wouldn't you reach out at least maybe to eBay or the seller and say, hey, look, how do I get this to you? Because they want to charge me $61 and change to ship this back to you when they're only into the whole thing for $70. And this is a remorse return. I didn't do anything wrong on this. I have $25 out of pocket for the original shipping, and I certainly hope they don't think that I'm going to return that, because that was used to buy the original label to get to them. So yeah, this is insane. They're paying $61.60 out of pocket, and they're only going to get like 40 something bucks back. That's if everything's in the same condition, because as you can see here, this was in new condition when we opened this up, and a lot of these come in new conditions. It could be that whoever bought this initially, because this is a customer return, whoever bought it initially just said, you know what, we changed our mind, we're going to send it back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what this thing looks like inside, because if it's all beat to hell or anywhere near the type of condition that I shipped it to them in, well, that's going to be an adjustment. So I even hate to even think about that, because I already feel bad they spent $61 and change on this. Want to know what you guys think? How do you handle a buyer like this? Do you let your emotions get in the way? Do you feel bad and just give them a full refund, right? Do you feel like they shouldn't have spent $61.60 or whatever it is on the return label that they're shipping your item back in? Do you allow your emotions to control what you decide to do in that kind of instance? So that's kind of why I made this video, because I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you would do in this instance. Or have you had something like this happen before, and buyers paying full retail, and you have shipping charged additional to the price of the item? Are you giving them a full refund because you feel bad? My mindset says no. And as bad as I feel for this person, they could have reached out. They could have looked for other alternatives. But the buyer, number one, made the mistake in buying the wrong size item, and then they make the mistake of paying full retail. It doesn't seem like they're all that in tune with what's going on in front of them. And I don't want to make light of that. I don't want to make fun of that, because there are people out there who don't, and it's kind of out of their control. But for the rest of the people that do, it's pretty sad, actually. And but at the same time, as a business owner, I'm not going to get caught up into emotions, and that's kind of how I feel. All the feelings put aside, close friend, I'm like, dude, I'll give you your money back. But I don't know these people, and if you do this for every buyer that comes along, well, are you running a business, or are you operating a charity? Just not being mean, just putting it out like that. So I'm going to go over to this package, and I'm going to see if it's all just thrown in here or what. Sometimes you might have some missing parts. I mean, if they're missing out on the measurements when they first buy it, when they're missing out on eBay's label program where they can buy a return label through eBay and then they pay full retail, maybe, just maybe, they forgot to put everything back in this box. So we're going to give it a go here and see. This was opened. It looks like there's a sort of a crease right here where they opened it from the front. So that's how we're going to open it, because we can always tape this thing back up in the same way. Wow, look at that. Now, hopefully you guys can see this pretty well, because yeah, that's not anything. That's cardboard. Don't worry about that. It looks like something else, but it's not. Yeah, they just threw everything in here. And as you can see in this photo, I mean, it had everything. It had instructions. They didn't return that, I don't think. I'm trying to go through this here. I mean, they set this thing up. No, they didn't return the instructions. And so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to set this up without the instructions. I guess I could figure that out. No, they didn't return the instructions. And oh, here it is. They did return the instructions. They returned the instructions. But compared to how I shipped it out, what do you guys think here? I mean, honestly, I want your feedback. I want to know, as a seller, how would you handle this return, knowing the condition and the photo of the insides that I took versus this. Look at this, just mangled. Look at the bag. It's like someone chewed on it before they put it in the bag or in the box. So yeah, this is fun. So and I don't even know if I have all the parts. I know that looks like they attempted to put it together, so if there was an issue they would have told me. I'm just hopeful that they returned everything in here. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now. Write your comments down below. I want to know how you'd handle this from beginning to end. I mean, certainly a lot of you have free returns. On these larger ones, we don't offer free returns, guys, because there's a cost of this. If someone buys an item like this and it doesn't fit in their bathroom, they don't do the due diligence, they don't do their homework to make sure that this is something that's going to work for them. I delivered exactly what they ordered. Okay, and there are measurements in the listing, so there really is no excuse that I didn't provide that information. I did, and yet they didn't bother to check. They just assumed it was going to work, and now you're dealing with $25 in postage spent for the outbound, plus now another almost $62, and I don't think at any place in the transaction that the seller should be responsible when it is either a mistake purchase like this or a remorse return. So they're going to get their money back for the 40 some odd dollars they spent. I think that's kind of going to be my stance on this, unless when I put this thing together it's not complete. You know, if they forgot to put a part back in here. But technically, guys, and I want to know what you think about this as well, it's not in the same condition. You know, there is a box that had all the hardware pieces, you know, the hardware pieces and the parts. There had there's a box in the middle. I don't know, guys. I want to know what you think down below. Again, I feel bad for the buyer, but you know, you can feel as bad as you want, but when you're doing business, you got to put your feelings aside. You can't operate with your feelings. I mean, if you're a large corporation, this is a small drop in the bucket. But if you allow your feelings to get in the way of every return, because I have like 2 more remorse returns where they bought the wrong thing coming, well, that adds up. And I want to minimize my business costs as much as possible. And I know it's all, in the end, it can be written off. I get that, against what you earn at the end of the year. But again, who's in the position out there to just give away free shipping labels, $62 worth of shipping, and or if you decide to let them eat that and you eat the 25, who's out there willing to do that? Who wakes up in the morning saying, you know what, I can't wait to give away a $25 credit to somebody because I might feel bad today? So that's how I feel, guys. And maybe I'm wrong, but again, I bring it to you, and I want to know your true feelings. How would you handle this situation? And I ask because there's a chance, if you sell enough stuff in this platform, that it's going to happen. Now, if we're talking a small return, like something that's a pound or two, that's different. Okay, we're talking $7-8. To me, that ain't as big of a deal. But when you start dealing with these larger items, it certainly does hit. $25 is a hit. I don't care how much money you're making. I mean, that's potentially one sale that's wiped out, that you're wiping out simply because you decided to be charitable and to give that buyer who didn't do anything right in this case, to give them money back because you felt sorry for them. So do me a favor, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. I'd certainly appreciate that. I'd also appreciate if you enjoy the videos I put out, to subscribe. We have I'd say 60-something% of the people that watch these videos don't subscribe, and it may be because they don't want to be bombarded with different content coming up on their screen when they're logging into YouTube. But if you enjoy the content, certainly subscribe. We put out good videos, I think. And if you want to be notified, maybe you already are subscribed and you want to be notified when we go live, like we do on Mondays and Fridays, or when we make another video, then hit that notification bell so you can be one of the first ones to know. Well, guys, this is not your usual return situation. In fact, just to update something I realized, eBay doesn't even know that this was returned. It says on the status, it says waiting for buyer to ship the item. So the buyer didn't even go in and upload the tracking information. I would feel bad. I mean, if this buyer actually had worked with maybe a dishonest seller, they could have just sit back and sit on their hands and allow this thing to time out and give the buyer none of their money, which of course this is getting refunded this evening. I have another return to deal with as well that came in yesterday. So these are all being processed tonight. But, they did nothing to protect themselves. And maybe something that I reach out to the buyer and maybe help them for next time, to say, hey, you may want to buy your label through eBay directly and not at the post office. And to also upload your tracking information, because there's no protection from the buyer when they do that type of thing. Returns, just like this, they happen very, very seldomly, which is good. But yet this is just another example of how I'm taking time out of my day to process a return, and just another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day, and we will talk to you very soon.